Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. If you think about entrepreneurs like Conrad Vanderbilt or the John D. Rockefellers or J.P. Morgans of the world, what do they all have in common? Yes, they were all visionaries. They all are very successful people. They thought outside the box, but none of them invented anything new. They didn't invent the shipping industry or trains or oil. They took something that already existed and figured out a catapult or a vehicle to get it to the masses quickly. They took two concepts already and they married them and brokered themselves out in the middle. They recognized the need and filled it. We're going to be talking with a young entrepreneur today that did a very similar thing. We're going to be talking to somebody that from a very young age saw a need and with little more than sweat equity turned it into millions of dollars every year. We're going to be talking to entrepreneur Craig Cortez is on the show. Sharp guy. We're also going to be talking to fitness trainer and expert Davy Jones. We're going to see what Davy Jones has for us today for the entrepreneur on the go. And we're going to be joined by our lovely co-host, Mary Kay's with us. Don't go anywhere. We have an amazing show. We'll be right back. Stick with us.
Come experience Nolan's. Savor award-winning steaks, Greek-style cuisine, fresh local seafood, and an extensive choice of wines. Whether you'd like to reserve the large private dining room, enjoy a meal on an outdoor deck, or rock the night away in our lounge, Nolan's now celebrating 25 years of exceeding your expectations for casual fine dining, live entertainment, and dancing nightly.
When visiting Gulf Shores, Alabama, make sure to visit the Gulf Coast Zoo, home of the little zoo that could from Animal Planet. Get up close in our petting zoo. Enjoy our unique animal encounters. More than 300 monkeys, bears, reptiles, big cats, parrots, and more call a Gulf Coast home. Come on, go wild at the Alabama Gulf Coast Zoo.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Welcome to the show. I'm joined with my lovely co-host here, Mary Kay. Mary, how have you been?
I've been doing very well. How have you been?
I feel like I haven't seen you in several weeks because we did the show live in Orlando, and then we were out filming out by the beach. We did an episode with the people from Food Network.
Right.
And so we haven't been together on our little set here for
I know. It feels
weeks.
good to be home.
I know that you said that you guys sang over a few days ago. Were you guys doing an event?
Blondie and Clyde, we sang at the Navarre Pier, and it was great Friday and Saturday night.
Yep.
So a lot of fun, a lot of people there watching the big game, you know, and hearing us play at the same time.
Everybody was asking me, are you going to catch the game? Are you going to catch the game? And I'm like, who's playing? And
I know.
In this area that you can't say that because it's religion
all about
here.
it, yes.
Pretty much.
Everybody's into it. Except me. I don't
did
know
you catch the Blue Angels by chance? They had the air show.
I didn't see the air show, but we live so close to them that we saw them, you know, flying in formation. And actually today at the coffee shop, one of the Blue Angels was in the coffee shop. And that was really, that was
They're
very
like celebrities. They go around, everybody's like.
There's a woman in there going, please take me up with you, please. So it was pretty fun.
And he's like, how about no? Okay. Well, that's interesting.
Probably not going to happen.
Well, I hope I get to visit with you a little bit before I leave on our trip. We're excited. I've actually never spent a lot of time in Germany. We're going to Germany and Rome and France, and I've been dying to see the Colosseum. I'm kind of a history buff.
That would be amazing. So cool.
Penny's family lives all over in Europe, and we've been married 12 years. I haven't met hardly any of them, so we figure we'll do the trip. So we head out in the morning.
Nice.
But
Very nice. Well, have safe travels and lots of fun, man.
Well, I'm glad you're with us.
Yes.
And, you know, I'm excited about the show tonight because we have a young entrepreneur on that started young. Actually, I was talking to him backstage, and he said that while he was in college, he was actually importing stuff from another country just to get through college. I mean, one of them guys that's just
Right.
whatever necessary to keep going, started a company, turned it into literally little capital investment, took something from nothing and turned it into a multi-million-dollar business. And it's right up my alley. I'm very passionate about this guest. But also, before we do that, we're going to talk to Davy Jones, as you know.
Davy Jones.
I actually ran into him at the beach Saturday, I think it was. We had this thing for the Food Network, and he shows up without his shirt on. And I was like, that jerk.
Yeah.
I actually was very self-conscious when I saw him. I was like, no wonder he's my trainer. But he's going to stop by, and I want to welcome him right now, Davy Jones, fitness trainer and expert.
Hey, Davey. Nice to see you.
Show us. Oh, my gosh. Well, I ran into you. I mentioned that you were playing volleyball.
Beach volleyball.
Beach volleyball.
Of
And
course.
I was eating fried oysters, but hey, we were both there, and it was a good time.
Oh, it was a great time.
You guys played for like, what, 12 hours or something?
Something close, about 4. We started at
hey.
Yeah, we started at 10 a.m. and we played till 2, so we call it, the 10 to 2. And an hour of beach volleyball is going to burn right about 1,200 calories.
Oh, that's
an
where I got
hour.
the 12.
Right. So you burn about 4,800 calories, and you can have a few pops, and you can have a few fried oysters. So it's all about calories in versus calories out.
Well, I'm going to hide this until we
Oh,
get
no.
rolling.
That's a stress reducer. That's actually a part of your splurge. As you train along with me and you start to learn more, you actually get a splurge day. Actually, 2. So.
Well, let me ask you, I want it straight. We haven't prepped this, but give the audience the real truth here. How am I doing so far? On my workout, man, I turned it in.
You turn it in, you've turned it on, and your workouts now are a 8.5, almost rounded up to a 9. You're making an A.
I'm diehard
He's
on
making
the
an
gym.
A. That's good. So.
I'll go to the point
Yeah.
of barfing, and then I'll
making
pull it
an A.
back.
Yeah, you're doing good. You're really
I
good.
get to the
8.5
point
on
of like
scale, right?
6, and then I just keep going. Now, on the other side
The
of it,
nutrition, but that's the big part. Well,
Okay.
we'll work with that.
I'm getting
We'll
there.
work with that. Yeah,
Well,
that's
be
good.
patient, my friend. Now, as you know, being an entrepreneur yourself, which obviously by looking at you, you're not using as an excuse, but I am. But they're busy. We're traveling a lot. You're eating out. You have clients. First thing this morning, I had a huge breakfast with a client.
Right.
He had a huge breakfast. I had a semi breakfast. But it's a rough thing. It's hard to have that discipline on the road.
Sure.
So we appreciate you stopping by and telling us some simple tips that entrepreneurs can do, simple nutrition tips, simple fitness tips. What do you got for us
Sure.
out of the Davy Jones locker?
Out of the locker, the first thing you want to think about is just think about the 3 basic, okay? And you can use your fist, actually. So let's think of lean and light protein, okay? So the first thing we want to think about is protein. So if you'll think about protein the size of your palm, so if you'll just think about your fist, and you eat your amount of protein to there, okay?
Okay.
Your carbohydrate, which is a piece of fruit. A piece of fruit is a digestible carbohydrate. That looks like a small apple or maybe a small satsuma or tangerine or a cup of blueberries. And then you want to stick your finger out just like that right there, and that's the amount of fat, good fats, like an almond or walnuts or an avocado or peanut butter, something that's very natural that you're going to eat. I call that like the 10 almond rule, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, you're a big guy, man. You're 6'3". Yeah, hey, how you doing?
It's not fair. His hand's bigger.
Right. So you're a beautiful young lady with a smaller hand. So you just
Yeah.
eat smaller portions, but you want to eat. And here's the second thing: is you want to eat 5 times a day, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just think about your hand right here. So a small snack, a small snack, a small snack, a small snack. Get rid of the meals. Meals are, and when entrepreneurs are like, wow, we got to go out for a big dinner and we got to go out for that. And think about your hand, and you can just eat. Try to eat, time it properly so you're eating just enough. And so
Yeah.
you always want to keep yourself hungry. And if you're eating every 3 hours, 5 meals, you're eating those 3 perfect carbohydrates, protein, and fat in a perfect proportion, ratio, and timed, your body's going to really adapt to that.
Well, and I like what you're saying about the 5 meals versus 3 big ones, because for the entrepreneur, you can actually work in more meetings anyways.
Sure.
Right? There's 5 meetings instead of 3 meetings a day. It's very efficient.
7, 10, 1, 4, 7, right? Yeah.
And what if you get in your hotel, they don't have a gym? I mean, sometimes we go to these hotels and they have these extravagant pools, but there's no gym, there's nothing to do. What's some quick thing, 1 or 2 things we can do to
always understand that your biggest body part is your trunk lower. So your legs are the biggest, most important part of your body to work. I know anybody can do lunges and squats in their hotel room. I know anybody can actually take the steps up to their hotel room. Now, if you're staying in New York City and you got about 77 floors to, navigate, maybe take the, the elevator to the 70th floor, but take seven stories up.
Park in the farthest spot.
Park in the farthest spot, and when people travel, I really tell them to take the stairs as much as possible. Even when you live in a condo, I've lived in a condo in Orange Beach and Gulf Shores many years, and I always took the stairs up, and I promise you, my legs, my glutes, my hamstrings, even my cardiovascular system really benefited just from taking the steps every day. And it's just the little things that you don't realize that really make that much of a difference.
So you're saying we don't have to go to the gym 2 hours, we don't have to but no matter how busy we are, what the situation is, take a little bit of time every day, have the fist hand rule.
Absolutely. Love your body. Take the time to go outside and live. We have a new book called Extreme Results that, it's for entrepreneurs. It's 1 hour a day. It's anaerobic training. It's aerobic training. It's flexibility. It's stress reduction. There you go. And it's about those main components of that. And nutrition is the biggest one. And most people, especially the entrepreneurs, especially Alabama, especially this region, we really struggle with nutrition. And sweet tea is a great thing to drink and fellowship with, but it's also killing our society, especially here in our region. So, it's just about education and recognizing.
Right. Well, there you have it, right from Davy Jones' Locker. We appreciate you stopping by. Bring the book next time.
I will.
And we'll be right back with entrepreneur Craig Cortez. Stay with us.
Come experience Nolan's. Savor award-winning steaks, Greek-style cuisine, fresh local seafood, and an extensive choice of wines. Whether you'd like to reserve the large private dining room, enjoy a meal on an outdoor deck, or rock the night away in our lounge, Nolan's, now celebrating 25 years of exceeding your expectations for casual fine dining, live entertainment, and dancing nightly.
Real estate today offers incredible opportunities, low prices, and extremely low interest rates. Hi, I'm Amy Norris from Amy Sells the Beach. Right now, there are opportunities in all areas. Our team can help you put your money to work finding your dream or investment property. And if you're looking to sell, no one can give you better exposure to buyers and make your property stand out. Experience matters when looking for opportunity. I'm Amy Norris. See why we're #1 at amysellsthebeach.com.
Thank you. Thanks for sticking with us. My next guest is actually a very young entrepreneur that's been out there. He's been making a real success for himself. He's actually taken a concept and turned it into a multi-million-dollar business. Please welcome entrepreneur Craig Cortez.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, my man, how
How
are you?
Excellent.
Well, first of all, I see that you really believe in your product because you keep one right around your neck. And I have to say that I didn't know if it was okay to drink on air, but I'm just of age, and I thought, you know what the heck? And I've been trying the Cordina strawberry.
That's it.
And man, I don't know how good. You're drinking what, the apple?
I have the lime over
she has
there.
Pass that.
Yeah, it's very
She was
good.
drinking under the desk.
I got the pina
But
colada.
Oh, I lost
I
my
will
straw.
tell you that this thing is unbelievable. And in our intro, I was telling, a lot of the great entrepreneurs, and I used to help, obviously, people write business plans and funding, and everybody's trying to find this proprietary thing. They're trying to invent something new, and most of the time, what's really getting funded is it's not inventing a new product, but it's taking an existing product or an existing premise and then finding out a new way to market it, or really just narrowing the market of saying, here's exactly who our targeted market is, and we're going to do it better than anybody else. And almost coming up with a proprietary system of how to do it, not necessarily inventing something that the world hadn't seen before. And that's kind of something you guys did.
That's correct. I mean, everybody always asks me, so what exactly do you do? I said, it's actually really simple. We make your favorite frozen cocktails in a Capri Sun-like pouch.
Yeah.
And they get it.
Well, yeah. Why? And I've actually been saying the last week or so when I knew we were going to have you on the show, I said, what's the guy do? I said, basically, you know those Capri Sun pouches that you do the thing like that with alcohol. And everybody's like, oh, I see those all the time. Yeah. And what I realized that was you guys. You guys have some big accounts with Walmart and some real.
Yes, you can find us at Walmart in the Southeast. You can also find us at Walgreens nationwide, Publix in Florida, Winn-Dixie. And then in the Northeast, you can find us at Duane Reade and Ralph's in the West Coast. I mean, we're in 44 states. We're pretty penetrated.
Well, you mentioned to me that you've always kind of had that entrepreneurial spirit. We were talking a little backstage, and you said in college that you were importing.
Yeah, I was
products.
importing novelty items and selling it on eBay. I mean, eBay was really hot back when I was 18. So what was that, 2003? And I became a power seller and all this. Went to like eBay school and this, and you know, it's kind of how I put my way through college. Was just selling trinkets on eBay, and went the college route. Got a job, went to corporate
So it didn't
America.
come from the big money family.
No,
and
not at all.
Had all that. Yeah, so you did it on your own. That's great. And I know that you guys started. Now it's you. And is it two other partners that kind of had the original idea?
Yes, it's me and two other partners, Sal LaMartina and Antonio LaMartina, hence the word Cordina, Cortez and LaMartina. Makes Cordina.
Smart, man. That's good branding.
Well, we didn't know we were actually going to be called Spiked in the beginning when we were 23. Like, well, let's call it Spiked, and we didn't know anything what we were doing. And then we realized we were regulated by the government, and our label needed to be approved by them. And they're like, you can't do that. We're like, oh hell, we had all this stuff printed, and we had to go back and rebrand our name within like 48 hours because we were going to a trade show. We needed shirts and everything, and so that was one of the first lessons learned throughout the.
Well, and I dig what you're saying too, because there's so many people that they're thinking like, okay, I'm going to quit my job, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to start something new. I have this idea, but they don't want to really commit and get in full swing until they got all the how they're going to do it. Once I don't really know how I'm going to make it successful, so I'm going to keep studying, I'm going to keep looking, and then once I know how I'm going to do it, then I'll take the leap. And what people don't realize is the world's changing so much. By the time you could collect all the how, the world's a different place. The how's not even applicable, and you need a new how. So you got to just jump in, figure it out as you go. As you said, you make mistakes along the way. Failure's huge.
Absolutely.
But it's necessary.
One thing that when I speak at some of the MBA classes in New Orleans, people always ask like, what's the best thing you could tell me, or what can I learn from you? And the best thing I say is don't write a business plan, because you'll spend so many hours, figuring out the details, and they'll change every single day. So if you know the start point, you know the end point, and you just have to figure out the middle way to get there. Don't spend 4 weeks writing a business plan. Spend 4 hours writing how to get to the end, and spend the time failing in the middle to get there.
That's right. Well, when I write it, and as you know, we talked a little bit, my background was writing business plans and creating strategy for different companies, particularly to get capital. And I would tell them the same thing. I say, you got to start. How much money do you want to make in what time frame? Let's start with those hard variables. And then I would actually write a phase in the middle and say, okay, this is our failure phase. Let's say it's 6 months. We're getting ready to fail our butt off. And they say, well, why? And I said, because we have to. Everything's a hypothetical. We got to go to the streets and beta test this stuff, figure out what's working, what's not, refine, tweak, and move almost on a daily basis, which is pretty scary. Not everybody can go without the wire, but it's absolutely necessary. Now, I know that we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, I want to talk about how the whole thing started. A lot of times it's a foot in the door. You got to have that start. And how did you take this concept and then turn it into a multi-million-dollar business? We'll be right back. More with Craig Cortez when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
Real estate today offers incredible opportunities, low prices, and extremely low interest rates. Hi, I'm Amy Norris from Amy Sells the Beach. Right now, there are opportunities in all areas. Our team can help you put your money to work finding your dream or investment property. And if you're looking to sell, no one can give you better exposure to buyers and make your property stand out. Experience matters when looking for opportunity. I'm Amy Norris. See why we're #1 at amysellsthebeach.com.
When visiting Gulf Shores, Alabama, make sure to visit the Gulf Coast Zoo, home of the little zoo that could from Animal Planet. Get up close in our petting zoo. Enjoy our unique animal encounters. More than 300 monkeys, bears, reptiles, big cats, parrots, and more call Gulf Coast home. Come on, go wild at the Alabama Gulf Coast Zoo.
Come experience Nolan's. Savor award-winning steaks, Greek-style cuisine, fresh local seafood, and an extensive choice of wines. Whether you'd like to reserve the large private dining room, enjoy a meal on an outdoor deck, or rock the night away in our lounge, Nolan's, now celebrating 25 years of exceeding your expectations for casual fine dining, live entertainment, and dancing nightly.
Thank you. We've been talking with entrepreneur Craig Cordes, and first of all, you guys are kind of like the quintessential American story. You know, it didn't come from a really financially successful background, maybe didn't have the right financial training, but you said, you know what, we have an idea, we're going to make this work, and then turned it into a real success. What was the real thing that got you started? What would you say your big break was?
Probably our biggest break was we were all working full-time jobs. We started the company hand filling every single pouch out of a 2,000 square foot facility. We got a few sales here and there, and you know, we all looked at each other one weekend and we're like, are we really going to do this or are we not going to do this?
Right.
And you said, you know what, let's just go for it. And so we all quit our jobs, making good salaries, and never looked back ever since.
Yeah.
That was in July 2009.
And do you think if you didn't take that action, you said, you know what, I need this is still, because sometimes you can lie to yourself and say, I still need this because this is going to facilitate me to keep going, and this is going to pay the bills. And, you know, there's a saying in business that if you chase two rabbits, you don't get either. And it's necessary to just get all the way in the pool and do what you did, but so many people don't have that kind of faith in their idea or business. But do you think that if you didn't take that action and the three of you just quit your job, do you think you'd be where you are today?
No, we would be dead in the water, honestly, because we would be satisfied with our current income. And when I call small business your emotional roller coaster. It's like dating. It goes up and down. And so when you're comfortable, you don't know what it feels like to be uncomfortable, and so you'll never like continue to go forward with anything. If a hurdle comes, a failure happens, you just stop and you go back to your comfort zone. And so by quitting, it forced everybody to have uncomfortable feelings, and we just kept moving forward.
Yeah, and we were talking a little bit backstage about most successful people really any successful person I've ever interviewed. They'll all agree that, you know, preparation is necessary, certain skill sets are necessary, but success is also a state of mind. And you almost have to get to this place where you get so aggravated and you're so fed up and you say, you know what, I'm done. That's it. I resign from this life. I'm tired of struggling. Starting now, I'm just going to do this thing. And most people can even pinpoint it to the day. And I asked you that backstage, and that's what you said is, you know, it came to this head where all three of you said, you know what, guys, we're doing this halfway. We either got to get it all the way in and go for this thing, or we got to put it in the vault and keep our jobs. But we can't do both, and the decision was unanimous. You guys just said, okay, we're going to take this leap.
That's it. We quit.
Yeah, that's something. And I know that they say that getting into business with relatives or friends, there's always a caution there. But it seems like you have worked out that. How's that been?
Yeah, so
there's pros and cons, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, they always, you know, the old saying is don't get in business with friends. Well, I got friends or family. I got friends and family in my business. I have my two business partners are brothers, and I'm also one of their friends. And it hasn't been too bad, honestly. I mean, we all are mature enough. We have our own opinions, and we speak, you know, what we think is the best decision for the company. And it's worked out so far over the past 4 years.
Yeah, and the thing is, if every partner's bringing value, you know, if you have two partners that are carrying the third, that's never a good situation and generally will end pretty quickly. But if everybody's coming to the table with value, and there's actually some benefits sometimes. It is hard, but you know, like, okay, I can't get too mad at this guy because I know his wife, I know his friends, and so you generally work it out. Now, you said in the beginning you guys were filling these by hand. in the beginning, capital-wise, how did you guys start? Was it more of an idea, or did you guys, what kind of capital or resources did you have?
We started small, so we all had full-time jobs. Our full-time jobs afforded us the opportunity to get a bank line. And then we racked up credit card debt from a personal perspective and took our salaries and put it into the business. And we bought a little machine and started filling by hand. I'll never forget, we sent our first money overseas to purchase our pouches, and I was like, oh man, I hope these things show up. And they came in.
If not, we're sunk.
Yeah, they came in, and we started filling by hand. And every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're in the store, Rouse's Market in Louisiana, and we're just hand sampling, one day after day for the first 2 years, and a couple of phone calls, a couple articles, and it starts to expand, it starts to get viral, hire a few people, and now where we're at.
Yeah, and I really admire that, because there's no magic pill, there's no big solution. I mean, you guys are out there saying, okay, we're going to get a line of credit and we're going to go into debt credit card wise. But the vision, the passion was there, and that's what I think people don't do enough, is they don't follow what their passion is. There's so many people out there that are existing, but they're not really living, and sometimes the fastest way to make money is figure out what you're the most passionate about and figure out a way to make that your monetary living.
It's correct. It's really easy to go to work when you like waking up in the morning.
Now, I know last year, you guys literally took this thing, really the break was what, 2009?
It was from 2010 going into 2011. So we went from, less than $1 million in revenue, and then grew it to multi-million-dollar company.
Yeah, over $4 million, so that's like 400% growth.
Correct.
And then I know your projection this year was ambitious, was over $20 million.
Yep.
And next year, how's...
Next year,
2013.
2013, we're expecting to continue to grow. We did have some competition come into the marketplace. As with any good idea, you do have competitors that come in, so it kind of validates what you're doing. I don't think we'll have the 400% growth rate, because as you start to get to a certain height, I mean, those growth rates, they start to normalize out. And, we should do a good, 80-90% growth rate next year, we're expecting. We have some new flavors rolling out. We have a whole skinny line rolling out next year. As well as some other interesting new flavors.
Well, guys, we're out of time. That's our show. And we want to say thank you to Craig Cordes for stopping by. We appreciate it. Also, our lovely co-host, Mary Kay, and also Davy Jones for stopping by. Since we're out of time, if you want to go to our website, you can catch more of our interview with the young entrepreneur, Craig Cordes. Go to the website, check that out now. And don't forget to get involved in your local community and be forgiving of others. Good night, everybody.